Well guys, what we have here now, I'm sure a lot of you would definitely recognize this one. The TRC, Realistic TRC-457, 40 channel upper and lower sideband base station. As far as I'm concerned, this is one of Realistic's most sought after base stations, the TRC-457. The model down from this is the 458, and of course the mobile version would be the TRC-449. All of which are awesome radios, to say the least, including their Cobra counterparts. So basically this one was dropped off to me along with the other two radios, the Ranger AR3500 and the Realistic TRC451. So basically what's going on with this radio, she turns on, the channel selector is pretty much non-existent, the clock turns on, it does its thing, but there's nothing else. A little bit of sound in the background, but nothing in regards to life. The radio is completely dead on receive and completely dead on transmit. And other than a little bit of static in the speaker here, there's no sign of life regards to that in the receiver itself. So what we're going to do here tonight, or well, at least have a look at the TRC-457, see if we can find some bad circuits here or something and work on it from there. But basically what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the inside of this TRC-457. The internal guts of this thing is a lot like the TRC-458 and the TRC-449, as well as the Cobra 139, Cobra 138, and a few other radios. So without further ado, let's have a look at this radio. Okay, so here is the innards of a TRC-457. Like I say, the board layout over here is a lot like the 458 and the 449. Basically, it's the exact same board, and the same board as the Cobra 138 and 139 also has, and a few others, I'm sure. So over here we have the power supply circuit, and over here we have the receiver and transmitter, and up front we have the clock board right here, channel selector, ribbon cable, and of course the almighty, everybody loves, the Uniden D858. So basically we're going to have a little look-see inside the radio here and see if we can find any obvious problems on the circuit board. These radios are famous for Zener diodes popping and shorting and blowing capacitors and everything else next to them. So if you've got pretty much a dead board, you can pretty much guarantee that there's Zener diode problems. This particular board uses Zener diodes for a lot of voltage regulation on different circuits. So let's get into her. Here's the PLL circuit right here, PLL, and of course your synthesizer, crystals and everything else is in here. We have our transmitter over here, receiver over here. So yeah, and we've got the power supply over here. But one thing for certain, this radio is in immaculate condition. There's like hardly any dirt or dust or anything inside this radio. It is in very, very, very good shape. I'd almost say the radio was mint. But just having a quick look, scan over the board here. If anybody sees anything here that I don't see, that could be faulty, burned up, damaged, or otherwise, let me know, and we'll look at it together. But I already had a quick scan over the board there yesterday, and I didn't find anything out of the ordinary. Again, we got the power supply board over here. No problems here. Nothing burned up, which is always a good sign. So let's turn the radio over and see if there's anything on the solder side that looks out of place. Alright. Right now we're looking under the transformer, under the power supply. Regulator board, nothing here. Looks like it's been overheating or anything like that. Don't look like it. Then we'll move on to the main board. The main board also looks mint. Has not been tampered with at all. The PLL is a 100% virgin. It has not been modified in any way, shape, or form. This radio is mint. It's even got that new radio smell to it. Very nice. Not very often you get such an example of a radio like this. It's in really, really good condition. But again, the problem with this radio is she has no receive and no transmit. A little bit of static noise in the speaker, but definitely no receive. And there's definitely no transmit. So on the main board, it doesn't look like anything bad on that. And then we've got the modes. We got these anyways. Noise blanker, A&L, calibrate, and everything else is on this board. We got channel selector hiding down there. That's the clock circuit board right there. Nothing out of the ordinary here. So yeah. What secrets could she be holding? What possible problem could be going on here? Well, I done a little bit of voltage probing with her yesterday, and I noticed that a good part of her main board, a good part of the main board, is not getting its proper voltages when it's run on the power supply. Now the channel selector down here, when she's running on AC, this very, very, very dimly lights. When I run it on external power, external DC power, the LED display comes on perfectly. So that's kind of brings me back to the main power supply. But is it the power supply? I don't think it is. It's something to do with the board. Again, I'm thinking this Zener diodes. But we'll get back into that. We'll look into that in the next few videos. So I guess, folks, what we'll do, we'll call this one a part 1 of the realistic TRC-457. And look for part 2 shortly, as we get deeper into this radio and find out what exactly is going on and why some voltages are not where it's supposed to be. Anyway, guys, stay tuned. There's more coming up on this TRC-457. What an awesome, awesome radio.